So Hannah and Nick finally called off their wedding. It's about time. I thought they were going to call it off at the altar, but it seems like Hannah has had enough. I think this is a breakup that everybody saw coming. It's very clear that they're not compatible, and there's still a lot of question marks surrounding Nick's maturity. And ultimately, it was Hannah who called it off because she thinks that Nick is not ready for marriage. And I think that's a fair assessment. He's not mature, he's clueless, he don't know how to cook, he don't know how to clean. And if they ended up getting married, it's very clear that Hannah would be the one doing everything. Like, the resentment was already there, and I think she foresaw her future and she said absolutely not. Now, Hannah's been getting a lot of flack. And I understand where the flack is coming from because she is quite mean and she does talk down to Nick. She's very passive aggressive. But personally, I can't be mad at her for that because Nick is just ridiculous. I understand her frustration. And I think for her, the frustration really came to a boil when it came to them now progressing into having a sex life, and Nick was shit at that as well. Hannah said he was a selfish lover, he don't know how to make her come, and he also don't eat pussy. So now I can see why Hannah was fed up, because homegirl was sexually frustrated, and then on top of that, she's doing all the cooking and she's doing all the cleaning. Like, what is this guy good for? He don't have his finances in order. The list goes on. Now, could Hannah have approached Nick with a bit more kindness, a bit more understanding? Absolutely. But at the same time, this man is a 28-year-old man who wants to get married, and he's fucking clueless. That is just so embarrassing. Like, there was one point in the episodes where Nick was basically like, I feel like you think that I'm below you. Like, obviously I get that there's things that I need to work on, but I want you to see me as an equal in the marriage. And she was basically like, I'll treat you like an equal when you put in the work to become an equal. And of course, very harsh to say, but at the same time, if you don't view Nick as your equal, why are you getting married to him? Like, that is embarrassing on your part. And I've gotten one or two comments saying like, oh, she should be excited to want to teach him to do things. Teach a grown man how to be an adult? What? I need some of you ladies to get serious, because we already got too many man babies out here. We don't need more of them being coddled. Now, it seemed like the breakup was amicable. They actually had a hug after it. But honestly, I don't think either of them cared. Like, as in were upset about the breakup. Nick was saying that he was heartbroken, but it seemed like he was acting. Like, he was looking down, trying to look sad, but I wasn't buying it. Like, they both said that they loved each other, but I'm not buying it from either of them. I think maybe Hannah was a bit more invested in the relationship since she was doing everything in it. But do I buy that Nick was genuinely in love with Hannah? I don't. Now, in the confessional, Hannah basically says that she feels like Nick is fake and that he's putting on this act and that he's a bit manipulative. And I absolutely agree. And if we rewind to the first batch of episodes, Nick told Hannah, don't be talking crazy about our sex life because I've got an image to protect back home. Nick has constantly been thinking about his PR, and him pretending to be heartbroken by Hannah breaking up with him is another PR move. I also think another PR move is the fact that he hasn't been giving it back to Hannah as much. There are moments when he has, but he has definitely been holding back on the insult because he's thinking about his PR. But every so often, the mask slips with Nick and you see the kind of douchey bro personality, which is his natural personality in my opinion. I do not buy the down to earth Nick. I don't buy it. He's definitely a bro and still is a bro, which leads me on to my next point. Before people start standing this man and bashing Hannah for this man, I would like to bring to your attention that Nick has multiple SA allegations all over the DC Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook groups. And if we look at Nick's profile, I can't say I'm surprised. But what do we guys think about Hannah and Nick's relationship ending? Are we here for it? Is there anyone that is heartbroken that was standing them? And what do we think about the dynamic of their relationship in general? Was Hannah in the wrong? Was Nick in the wrong? Were they just not compatible? What do we think?